Some places aren't just abandoned, they're erased, and some nights aren't meant to be remembered. Behind the locked wooden door of the Crimson Tavern, 5 figures drink not to forget, but to confess. But are these confessions theirs, or whispers from shadows that never left? Rain battered the worn cobblestones of downtown, each drop hammering like a judgment upon the centuries of sins etched into the cracked brick and peeling plaster. The tired streets were veins reflecting the jaundiced flicker of scattered street lamps, their halos trembling in the mist that slithered up from the sewers below like slow, searching breaths of something unseen and waiting, shrouded in cold damp. The alley behind the abandoned hotel reeked of rotten old secrets, narrow walls boxing the night closer with each gust of wind that carried the scent of wet earth and rusted metal. There stood a wooden door, unmarked, its paint long peeled away like skin stripped by time. It groaned, a low, resentful creak, whispering warnings, as if resenting every visitor who dared approach. There was no bell. Only the code. 3 sharp knocks, 2 seconds silence, then 1 knock. 3. Pause. 1. This ritual unlocked the veil, granting passage into the Crimson Tavern, an illegal sanctuary born from shadow and whispered fears, opening only after the watchful eye of midnight. Inside, the air was thick and heavy, gunmetal gray with the stench of stale alcohol clinging to smoke and damp wood, melding into a suffocating perfume of neglect and desperation. The low ceiling pressed down, barely containing the flickering flames of candles fitted awkwardly into battered bottles. Walls lined with ancient, fogged mirrors distorted the room, bending reflections into grotesque parodies of the few patrons' faces, multiplying their ghosts like reflections trapped in fractured glass. Through the haze, the uneven, dragging notes of an out-of-tune piano stabbed the air repeatedly, a maddening lullaby that clawed at the edges of sanity. In the tavern's darkest corner, 5 figures huddled around a table that seemed swallowed by shadows. Their faces, ghostly pale under trembling candlelight, bore the battered weight of unseen burdens. Dirty glasses and open bottles cluttered their sanctuary in silence, heavy enough to suffocate. Then, a voice, thick and gravelly from years of drowning memories and drink, broke the hush. "I've seen death and drank with her," the oldest spoke, his words falling between gulps of stale air. He painted an apparition, a woman in white, tall and pale, her presence woven into the thickest fog that swallowed the city's edges. He followed her once, up the creaking stairs of an abandoned hospital, the door slamming shut behind him as if sealing him inside a nightmare. Beyond that, a hollow void, then awakening, rusty bed beneath him, taste bitter with copper and iron. Her scent lingered still on the damp nights, that floral perfume turning to rot under moonlight. A chill rippled through the tavern, the wooden floorboards whispering under restless feet as the second man smiled, a slash of madness cutting across his face like a wound. "I woke once," he confessed, voice a low rasp. "Inside a car sinking beneath dark water, the cold rising to meet me. She gasped beside me, trapped cruelly by the belt that could have saved her. I held her hands, felt her terror like ice creeping through my veins. And then, I did nothing. Just watched the bubbles rise, watched life slip away, weightless and silent." He shivered, as if chilled by unseen cold fingers reaching from that watery grave. "I still feel that grip when sleep falls, claws cold as death's own breath." The third man refused the comfort of a seat, leaning against the cracked brick wall with eyes sharp and haunted, scanning each face for hidden truths. His tale was terse but no less disquieting. "I heard footsteps on the roof, dragging, deliberate. Followed them into the attic with a flashlight that trembled in my grasp. There, a man, my mirror image, smiled. I was tired of waiting," he said. "Since then, I know someone else walks my life, inching closer to trade places." A deep unease settled like fog as the fourth, thin and hollow-eyed, spoke not a word, his gaze locked on the fifth. A man whose slow draw from a cigarette sent wisps curling like black smoke entwined with disdain. Flames bent unevenly as tension warped the air, distorting the candlelight into stuttering shadows. "We're all already dead," the fifth murmured, voice low and final, just passing through. A truth thick and bitter. No laughter followed. Thunder cracked against stained windows, rattling the fragile glass like a warning from the storm beyond. Lightning flashed, carving the street into stark silver for a heartbeat. Darkness returned, and with it, the wooden door silently shut, swallowing the tavern whole. The next morning, the alley lay barren. The hotel stood untouched, an island of forgotten brick and mortar, but the door was gone. No trace remained of the threshold into the Crimson Tavern, no hint it had ever opened its cursed arms. It had vanished, like smoke into rain-soaked air, leaving behind only the echoes of confessions and the fading scent of perfume, cold fingers, and finality. The tavern was never seen again. Dive deeper. Discover what lurks beyond shadows and echoes. Raid night at the Crimson Tavern, where the haunted past drinks with the desperate present, and every shadow could be your last.